round 6 clash between Hawthorn and St Kilda played at Waverley. 10th plays 12th, Hawthorn with 1 win and 1 draw, and St Kilda with 2 wins in their last 2 games against Fitzroy and Footscray. Chris Langford from Hawthorn was pulled out of the selected side, and replacing him was Simon Crawshay. Conditions were excellent. Over 30,000 turned up at Waverley on this beautiful Saturday night for footy. We start the action at the centre bounce of the opening bounce, and your commentators Peter Landy, Russell Morris and Terry Wheeler.
First quarter from Waverley, Hawthorn and St Kilda. Round 6 in the AFL centenary season. Vidovic and Salmon. Getting bowled over down there was Condon. And he's opposite number 3. He's got the footy. Burke, high, down towards Stewart. Loewe at the back, missed it. And the first score of the night goes to Burke, and it's gone through for a minor 1 to the Saints.
What a sensational break that was. Nathan Burke was in tremendous form last week against Footscray Waverley and jumped straight back into the fray.
Doesn't take him long to get into the action, does it? Stewie Loewe in fantastic form, as we have mentioned, so far in the season. Kicked 31 goals, 14 for his side so far. Salmon got the front position. Daniels applies a tackle down there on Woods. Ball socket off the ground. Everitt, one of the big danger men, big being the operative word for the Saints, if he can get his game going. This is Keogh. Keogh picks it up, may have been touched off the boot. Not a great kick anyway. Low, very close to the boundary line, tries to gather it in. Platten's there for Hawthorn, and away comes the rat.
Johnny Platten kicks out from half back, looking for 11. Misses through his hands. Bardsley now spins around. Bit of a worm burner up towards 50. Traianidis can't pick it up now. Treleven again. Pritchard dodges one. Handballs cleverly along the ground and out of bounds. Under a bit of pressure there, Pritchard. Very misty evening here.
Not as bad as last night. You should have been at the MCG. It's a pea super.
Pretty good conditions. Not much breeze. So I think this will suit both teams. Salmon. Tony Woods unable to get rid of the ball effectively. Rod Keogh showing some good muscle. Salmon calling for dropping the ball. Umpire calls play on. Good umpiring. Ray Jenkin in the front position, takes it close to the boundary line, decides to take it over in front of Nathan Burke. The Saints 1 solitary behind.
And St Kilda, Stan Els is really structured up with using all his tools. He's really looking to stretch what is virtually a short Hawthorn defence by having Vidovic, Serakowski, Everitt and Loewe all on the ground at once.
Pace by Burke off the ground, only straight to Holland, who's lined up at centre half-back, I think, on Serakowski. Hargraves spoils Keogh. Ball spending a bit of time on the ground, misty conditions, slippery conditions. Taylor, good pressure by the St Kilda defence. That was Nathan Burke again. Andy Collins has an opportunity now. Off to Tony Woods, elects to kick long. Looking for Dunstall in front position. Good slick handball to Treleven. Under a bit of pressure. Beautiful kick. Unable to take the mark is Jade Rawlings, the first gamer. Crawford along the ground. It's hectic stuff. Over the top of Robbie Neal is Pritchard.
Too high.
Deemed high. Pritchard not happy.
Good piece of work there by Rawlings. Unable to finish off the mark on the chest, but confidence for the boy with a good lead.
Probably all he had to do there was hold the jumper, because he would have been in possession. Matthew Young against his old side. Serakowski gives the handball away. Neal at midfield. Good long kick up towards centre half forward. Everitt territory. Man at the back is Salmon.
Good mark, Pete. Good mark.
And we'll have to see much of that tonight. Salmon has to be the one getting back and able to assist these teammates against these tall forwards.
Treleven gets it down towards half forward. Now he'll have to come off. Holland, the blood rule. He's got a nice old mouse over his eye. Mark taken down there by Wakelin. And he's gone short. Keogh.
Good call, Peter. Good call.
He's going to send him off now.
Yeah, Holland's on his way.
Looks like he's gone about 3 rounds with Joe Frazier. So I'll have to wait until a replacement player comes out. I would say he requires stitches. I only had a quick look at it through the glasses, but it didn't look good. So showing Wakelin. Darryl Wakelin. Only one Wakelin out there tonight. The slightly bigger of the 2 twins. Serakowski. Might have been a crucial fumble. Turnaround goes Hawthorn's way. Loose ball, and the mark is taken out there at left half forward by Hudson. Rawlings, left foot snap. His first effective kick. And it's gone through for one behind. It would have been nice to open the batting with a goal. It didn't turn out that way, so Jade Rawlings has to settle for one behind, and that levels the scores here at Waverley Park between the two co-tenants and number 16 for the Saints, Robbie Neal, about to bring the ball back into play.
Neal kicks a set play to Bardsley in the short pocket. Up to Shanahan, keeping the possession game going, the Saints. Jamie Shanahan, congratulations to him for being picked in the Allies squad to take on Victoria June 1st. Bit of keepings off. Back to Bardsley. Let's go across to the other side. Robbie Neal now can play on. Over the top to Joe McLaren on the burst. McLaren on half back. Kicks only straight to Tony Woods in between a bunch of St Kilda players. Woods plays on quickly off to Darren Pritchard. Pritchard to Collins. A couple of the veterans from the Hawks. Rod Keogh off to Harvey. First touch for Harvey now. Drives it long up towards half forward. Peter Everitt in front of Crawshay. Takes a very clever mark. Could be 50 against Graham. Trying to hold up play, did it effectively. Now Peter Everitt will line up. Difficult angle to try and put the St Kilda's first goal on the board.
Well, this is a big matchup, this one. Crawshay coming in for his first game of the season and getting Peter Everitt in fine form.
Kick looks pretty good. Close to the line. Goal umpire says it's a goal. Everett's first and St Kilda's first. Good effort by the big ruckman. Comes centre half forward. Missed three games with a bad ankle injury, Terry.
Yeah, it's a great combination there, and as we mentioned earlier, Elves with all his tall players out on the ground in the forward line, I think that's a very good strategic move, because that's going to stretch what is normally a short Hawthorn defence, that they've ended up having to play a player of Mark Graham's stature on low.
First goal to the Saints, and there's a centre square infringement. It's going St Kilda's way, and these are unforgivable. Daniels to Vidovic, and big Lazar Vidovic's going to take the free. 11 just being brought back to the circle. Straight down the spine of the ground. Andy Collins, Crawshay, back to Collins, the old 1-2. The Hawks finally get clear. Ball driven up towards centre wing. Daniels is, oh no, it's Young. Another redhead. Wakelin. Short kick to half forward. Saints playing on. Beveridge from Harvey into Loewe. Not a great kick. I think Stewie would have appreciated that too much. Traianidis might have a chance close to the boundary line. He's taken over by Jinky, and so is the footy. And just a little bit of a show of strength there between the young Saint and the Hawk veteran. Salmon at the back. Harvey. Grab when not in position by Jinky. Umpire says throw it in.
Well, Tony Woods has got the job on Harvey, and Harvey snuck away on a couple of occasions during this quarter, and really is a key player that Hawthorn will need to negate in the midfield.
Again, Loewe and Salmon. Platten. Across his body, literally. Keogh. The former Demon. Onto the left foot. Long, maybe too high. Low, punched away by Graham. Good defence. To get it away from the Saints spearhead, it's out of bounds in St Kilda's left forward pocket. St Kilda doing all of the attacking so far in the first quarter, and they have the only goal on the board so far in the match.
Well, if Hawthorn can keep that pressure on St Kilda's midfield and force them to kick the ball up high like that to Loewe, yeah, Mark Graham has got good spoiling technique about him.
Salmon and Loewe. Fisted up towards the 50-metre line. The Saints with the numbers. Opportunity now for them to pick it up through Joel Smith. Out in front of goal. No mark taken by Everitt. Crawford was there. Everitt a chance for his second. Off one step, goes at goal. Low, 1 metre out. Kicks the Saints second.
Well, the two big fellas combining there, and which is very encouraging, obviously, that whether it's in the air or at ground level, they're going to give everything. And It's interesting there that the three big fellas, because Serakowski was the player to be able to construct the shepherd up, giving Everitt the opportunity to feed over to Loewe, so a good combination between all three bigs.
Wasn't it a good effort, but Everitt did keep his feet, Terry, didn't go to ground. Very important for a half forward, because a lot of the time the halfbacks will run off and then create opportunities upfield. Wait, St Kilda's second goal. Stewie Loewe's first. Everitt has the other one. Rod Keogh in the middle of the pack. Held the ball a long time. Now Barsley tries to get away from Pritchard. Good tackle. Only now for McLaren to take it away. Goes for a pass to Loewe. Slips straight through his gullet. Mark Graham able to pick it up now. Chick. Fresh air shot. Joel Smith, a star from last week against Footscray. Chips it into Serakowski. Well punched by Lawrence. Serakowski trying to keep control. Good play by Serakowski. Vidovic now on his left. No one can take it. Traianidis, one of those. Again, Traianidis on his right boot. Snaps. And the ball is smothered over the boundary line by Mark Graham.
I'm not sure about that matchup. Ray Jenke and Jayson Traianidis. Experience certainly is with Jenke, 170-odd games as compared to only about 4, but I think Traianidis might be a little bit smart at ground level for Ray.
Everitt and Crawshay, late inclusion, coming in for Chris Langford. They're the two, Traianidis and Jenke. Jenke scoops that out behind him in front of Mark Prince, the umpire, and he says, throw it in.
Well, we did acknowledge the experience level, didn't we? And it was really at its maximum there.
Good effort, Jenks. We mentioned before that it was very misty and not a bad conditions. Minimum temperature 13, current 16. So perfect conditions for the St Kilda and Hawthorn team. So we should see some great football tonight. Mark Harvey leading them out half forward. Has to double back now onto his left or right foot. Tries to dodge. Gets a handball away to Nathan Burke. Burke under pressure. Bardsley, slippery ball. Using his body well in front of Platten. Does it well. Matthew Young off the ground. Smothered. Now Tony Woods to mop up. Robert Harvey's immediate opponent. Gets a high ball. Darryl Wakelin. Good play in front of Jayson Taylor, who's had a frustrating year for the Hawks. Darryl Wakelin. Ex-Adelaide player. Port Adelaide, that is. Rod Keogh. Changing direction over to Jason Daniels. Wants to move it on quickly on centre wing. Looking for an option. Centres the ball. Nathan Burke. Good play by Burke. Off one hand. Puts it straight through the middle for the Saints. What great recovery by Nathan Burke. Gets his first, St Kilda's third.
Goals from Hawthorn in that first quarter closed the gap, and St Kilda at quarter time lead by 5 points. Let's return to the game at the start of the second quarter.
Stats for Platten and Burke, by the way, exactly the same. 4 and 1 as we begin the second quarter. Holland missed it. Saints going to the right of term. Austin Jones, right of screen. Everitt, who got a goal in the first quarter, gets it back to Serakowski. Serakowski onto Burke. And Burke too far out to score from there, you'd think. 65 to 70 metres, goes in short, and Holland takes the mark amid some attention from Stewie Loewe. Over the head of Everitt, looks for Crawshay, a late inclusion for Langford. He takes the mark. Austin Jones stands the mark at right half-back. Simon Crawshay, he had to really nail down a permanent spot on the Hawthorn side. Platten, after Collins missed the mark, up towards centre wing. Burke missed it. And the umpire's found a free kick to St Kilda. Might be going to Austin Jones, is it? Or was it going to Harvey? Harvey's got it. Gets it back to Burke. Or should I have said back off Burke? And the Hawks through Pritchard go forward. Pritchard's kick up towards centre wing. All players misjudge it out there. Bardsley gets crunched into the ground. He copped a heavy one from Adelaide a couple of weeks back. Burke's kick down towards right half forward. Getting underneath it is Beveridge, but it's out of bounds, and it's going to be a Hawthorn free kick at right half.
Let's hope it's Bardsley.
Well, the one thing about Christian Bardsley, he keeps going at the ball and had only eyes for the ball. Wasn't to see that one coming at all.
From Hargrave,
there's no blood. Now it's Nathan Burke's turn. Offloading to Robert Harvey. Good combination. Very familiar one over the years. Harvey around the body. Looking for Stewie Loewe. Straight into his chest for a well-timed mark for St Kilda. Does not look well. Very distressed, Christian Bardsley. He hasn't had a good run of luck in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
He sure hasn't.
Oh, doesn't look well at all. They're taking him off.
Well, they're both going at the footy.
Well, yeah.
From that.
Oh, yeah, classical shirt front.
Wow. Stewie Loewe looking for his second, the kick from about 45 metres. Over the pack. Stewie likes it. A goal. Stewie Loewe's second as Christian Barley struggles towards the boundary line. Head trainer Ken Whiffen. Been around St Kilda a long, long time. Actually, Terry, he was the runner for the 1966 grand final. He was Ken Whiffen, number 1 there, the St Kilda trainer. Great guy. Shawhill picks up Bardsley very quickly. To replace him is Matthew Young, number 20 for St Kilda. Looks like could be broken or very sore ribs.
Well, Coles will have some information for us on that shortly. It's a St Kilda free kick out of the centre anyway. Daniels, his disposal never his strong point. Certainly his kicking, his hand passing was always very, very good, but he has worked on that part of his game in recent years. Good mark. Kick came from Beveridge. Saints go forward again. Jones.
Great.
Searing kick. Everitt in front of Porto.
Sensational kick. Wouldn't have got any higher than a metre and a half or 2 metres off the ground. Like a bullet in there.
Rawlings had no chance.
No. Perfect position. Top of the square.
Now Everitt and Loewe combined in the first quarter. They got a couple of goals. They get the first 2 of the second if he's accurate. I would say that he is. So Everitt and Loewe with a goal at each of the first 2 quarters. And once again, St Kilda bolt away. 5-2 to 2-3 at Waverley.
Just with regard to Peter Everitt, it really does take a few years for the big players to settle into league football. It's his 4th season at St Kilda, and really it's the season that he can make his greatest impact. He's certainly improved his kicking skills, his strength, he's bulked up. He's a man mountain down there. He's going to take a lot of defensive work.
Played 3.5 minutes in the second term. Stewie Loewe's kicked 1. Peter Everitt's kicked 1. In these quarters, for 2 each. And there's a free kick to Jayson Daniels. No, Matthew Young. Jayson Daniels it is. They look very much alike. Off to Darren Burke. Caught. Condon to mop up. Umpire gives the advantage. Shane Stevenson. Left half forward for Hawthorn. Kicks long looking for Dunstall. Bit of shoving. Hudson there. Dunstall on the scene after a few seconds. Stevenson now close to the boundary, trying to keep the ball in. Hargraves can't bend the back. Anderson can. Has to offload it quickly. Jayson Daniels plays safety straight over the boundary line for a throw in. Dunstall yet to get a kick tonight. Jamie Shanahan playing very, very tightly. One of the best full-backs in the AFL, Shanahan. Free kick to Vidovic for pushing and shoving in the ruck. Here we go. Taylor.
No, he's just holding his ground there. That's too soft, umpire.
Disappointing.
So Wakelin gets the Saints moving again. Not much up on the forward line. That's a fantastic mark from Stewie Loewe. Let's go down to Neil Curley in the meantime. He may have some news on Christian Bardsley.
Yeah, young Trevellin got a neck injury. They've taken him down the room with the doctor, and they're checking him outside to wait for the doctor to come back.
Right, thanks, Cool. Stewie Loewe lining up for number 3. Got 1 in the first quarter. He's got 1 so far in the second. Only 3 goals for the year now. This could be his 34th, and he's pretty accurate, only 14 behind so far. He's got it. That's his 3rd. The Saints still on a roll at Waverley. And this huge crowd getting right into this match. It's 6-2 to 2-3.
Well, now we can see here now why this man is the leading mark taker in the competition. He's probably 3 deep just at this moment here, and somehow gets around the contest and then throws his body across the front of Crawshay there, takes it in one grab. Those big hands, over 50 marks in the competition now.
St Kilda's 6th. 15.5 minutes left in the second term. 3 quick ones for St Kilda. Can they get another one as the ball goes inside 50? Andy Collins does it cleverly. Goes close to the bend looking for Nick Holland. Crawshay's there as well, using his body. Aussie Jones has a chance now with a bit of speed. If he can pick the ball up, unable to do so. Jenky pushes him over towards the boundary. Holland the ball. And a throw-in right next to the St Kilda point post. Nick Holland, Norwich Rising Star winner for 95. And Hawthorn looking for big things from him. Another star of the future, Peter Everitt for St Kilda. To ruck against Simon Crawshay, a late inclusion. Harvey over the top, low in front, tries to scoop it out. Everitt using his body, same with Woods. Eyes on the ball. Bend his back, if he can pick it up he can. Does it well, Tony Woods. Kicks out under pressure to the Hawthorn side. Bad bounce for Darren Burke. Hawthorn player slung to the ground. Taylor. Now Darryl Wakelin to mop up. On his left boot, kicks a high ball inside 50. Pack of Hawthorn players. Mark taken by Ray Jenky in defence.
Jenky from centre half back. Kicks up towards centre wing. Good mark to Taylor. On to Pritchard. I think a good deal at the moment with McLaren. Crawford. Hawks badly need a goal. McLaren goes at him. Past Anderson. And the Saints defence standing firm. We've got a couple of goals in so far. Jones missed the mark. Taylor was there. Daniels mops up. Gets it back to Beveridge. Neal. Low again. No. Yes. No. Jenky provides a shepherd. High tackle on a Hawthorn player. There will be a free kick. Is it Chick or Treleaven? I think it might be Chick. It's the hand pass on to Holland. Nick Holland from centre half back. As Russ said, Norwich Rising Star winner. Crawford. Too fast for Keogh. Great mark. Rawlings. His first in the AFL. And the youngster from Devonport, his debut game, and that's not a bad sort of a grab. Jade Rawlings, big raps on him down at Glenferrie. He had one kick in the first quarter, which resulted in a behind, so he might be able to get a goal with his second. Gets underneath it a little bit, pushes it to the right, so that isn't to be. His second behind of the match. A goal would have been very handy to the Hawks. And so the scoreboard shows St Kilda still well in control here. 6-2 to 2-4. And that's a difference of 22 points.
The second quarter starting off very similar to the first. St Kilda jumping Hawthorn early, kicking 3 quick ones in both quarters. And Hawthorn coming back in the second half. So let's see if Hawthorn can get a couple on the board. Matthew Young gets the kick out outside 50. Chips across to Shanahan. He's held Dunstall kickless so far tonight. Great effort by Jamie Shanahan. Now the Saints have been put under pressure. Wayward kick. Rawlings chipping inside. Straight to Paul Hudson. Directly in front of the kick from about 45 metres.
Good piece of work there by Rawlings. Just the presence of mind to be able to spot Hudson out there just to his left and a neat little drop kick into him.
Hutto, affectionately called down at the club. Had a reasonably quiet year so far. It's only his third game. He's only kicked 1 goal for the season. Kick looks close. It's touched on the line. One behind.
That was a funny sort of a kick, wasn't it?
Yes.
Throwing me right out. I mean, he's normally a very good kick and
one of the best.
Yeah, and for it to not have the elevation across the line is very concerning.
Well, it just took it a little bit easy. Harvey kicks it back to Shanahan. Harvey again in the old 1-2. Wakelin goes in short. This is Darren Burke. Sierakowski right on the boundary line. Actually, I thought he missed that mark. He came up with a footy. Dad, of course, played for St Kilda. Also wore number 13, McLaren. a good bit of toe. A bump ball. Matthew Young, who's had a stint or two on the bench so far tonight. Not the greatest of kicks. Everitt might be able to make something out of it. Or Joel Smith might. If you wear number 4 at St Kilda, you have to be good. Anderson, this one he certainly should have taken. Well, Hudson might make him pay. Hudson against his former teammate. Gets around to where the Hawks should be able to clear. Holland gets it off to Tony Woods. Straight to McLaren.
He started all again.
Standard slipping a little Terry, isn't he?
Well, with the dew on the ground, a lot of mistakes can be made. Anderson. Graham punches to the ground. Now Keogh from Harvey's hand pass. Rod Keogh around the boundary line. Centering kick. Salmon is there for Hawthorn. Off his hands. And it rolls through for a rush behind to St Kilda. So a further point to the St Kilda tally. 6-3 to 2-5. The Hawks' goalless so far in the second term. They've added just the 2 behinds.
Stan Els must have a bit of an agenda to keep possession of the ball. They're chipping it around a lot, that midfield. The likes of McLaren and Harvey, Sierakowski, getting a lot of the ball. Jenke decides to kick long, looking for Salmon over his head. Sierakowski now around the body to Stewie Loewe, who kicked from about 45 metres. Kick looks pretty good. Stewart's kicked his 4th.
Well, the great part about that piece of play was the outriding system that Stan Els has got in place. When you've got someone who can mark the ball like Stewart Loewe, you put him out as an outrider on the 50-metre line where he may be able to contest and mark. But here we have the quick rebound from Sierakowski, come across, finds Loewe on the 50, and a good kick from some 40 metres out.
Lowe's kicked his 4th for the game, 3rd for the quarter. Very impressed with the accuracy. 4 straight, Stewie Loewe. Paul Hudson inside quickly takes a well-timed mark, using his body well, edging out the St Kilda opponent in Sierakowski, I think it might be. Hudson kicks from 55. Kick looks straight.
Yes.
And it's a goal.
And at half-time, with a 5-goal second quarter, St Kilda lead by the margin of 19 points. So let's return to the action at the start of the 3rd quarter.
Kilda is leading. The Saints lead by 19 points as we begin the 3rd quarter. 4-8 to 8-3. Terrific crowd here. So Saturday night footy, it would seem, is off to a good start. Burke. And the Saints have got off to a good start in the 2 quarters played so far, but that's a little bit too fast and far for Traianidis. It beats him over the boundary line. It'll be a throw-in on centre wing, or between wing and right half forward. Jenke picks him up. Hawks certainly not out of it, only trailing by 19 points. And as Curls just mentioned, they probably haven't got the manpower up forward to do the damage to St Kilda. Everitt and Crochet. Keogh fumbles. Still Keogh. And ball out of bounds again. Yes, we had a good crowd last night at the MCG. Pretty good stats line, isn't it, for Keogh? 12 and 4. Former Demon. Crochet and Everitt again do battle. This time won by Everitt. Tries to find Burke. Richard Taylor goes at him and takes the ball once more out of bounds. So the boundary umpire getting plenty of work over there. Yes, the crowd last night at the G just over 50,000, and looking around here tonight, it's probably around about the 30,000 mark. So I think the Boffins have a Jollymont. We'll be pretty happy with that. Everitt and Crochet once again. This time Burke out the back. Traianidis was there. A little flip over, comes past Daniels and also Everitt. Everitt can gather it in. Can he? Yes, the tackle by Crochet. Just didn't quite control him. Now Crochet. Crochet for Hawthorn. Late inclusion in the side for Langford. Over the head of Matthew Young. Opportunity for the Hawks on centre wing. Crawford's hand pass, though, not effective. It's taken by Wakelin.
Darryl Wakelin kicks up forward. Only to be held off by Chick, who takes a nice one-handed mark for Hawthorn. Daniel Chick played every game for Hawthorn this year, so it's a good start for him. He offloads to Collins. He's playing his 172nd 172nd consecutive game, Terry Wheeler McLaren, out of 196. Good effort by Andy Collins. Ball rolling up towards 50. Harvey gets his 9th handball and his 18th possession. And very, very busy. Sierakowski on centre wing. Lexter Platten looking for Anderson, handballing over the top. Anderson goes inboard. Vidovic to drive in long inside 50. Wakelin punches clear. Taylor, Salmon. To Richard Taylor now. Not many people to kick to. Decides to go for the boundary line. Good effort by Taylor, kicking to space. And the ball goes out of bounds on centre wing.
Well, he picked out the trainer out there. Was a perfect pass.
Was it a St Kilda or Hawthorn try? Salmon and Vidovic. Salmon had a good first quarter. A bit quieter in the second quarter, but taking a few marks. Vidovic, the winner, looking for Burke and Woods. Platten's the man to get the possession, only to Darren Burke. He kicks a high ball. Salmon unable to take the mark over the top. Maybe should have punched. Harvey, another handball, off to Keogh. St Kilda trying to set some play up here, but Nick Holland chips in to take a mark. Fine mark for Hawthorn.
8 marks taken by Nick Holland.
It wasn't paid. It slipped through his hands, and umpire Mark Prince decides it'll be a ball up. Bit of blood here on his face. I think Prince will call for the blood rule. He has. Nick Holland had a cut earlier in the first quarter, and it looks like it may have opened up. So Holland to come off, and Stephen Lawrence to replace him.
There's a bit of controversy last night at the SCG. You were there when Fletcher had to leave the ground, and Kevin Sheedy had some interesting remarks about the blood rule.
Certainly. Allowing Lockett to kick a couple of goals while Fletcher was off the ground.
And Holland, a pretty important player in the Hawthorn lineup. So he's replaced by Premiership ruckman Stephen Lawrence. Probably hasn't ever been able to recapture that form that he displayed in the Premiership year when Hawthorn won the Premiership out here, defeating the West Coast Eagles at Waverley. So a bounce down. Hawks want some goals, and they want to get them early in this third quarter, but it's Burke who started off sensationally. Stewie Loewe, speaking of sensational, marking the greasy ball as if it were dry. Those big mitts go around it. Terrific grab. He's already kicked 4, and he's probably on line to equal the record for St Kilda against Hawthorn. 9 goals. Bill Moore, Verdon Howe and Tony Lockett all share that. Bill Moore kicked 9 back in 1932. Howe did it in 65 and Lockett as late as 1988. So Stewie Loewe for his 5th now, and we're just into the third quarter. He unloads with a bomb and he's booted it through. That's number 5.
Free kick against Peter Everitt. Peter, he shoved Salmon in the back as the ball was going over the pack. It was unnecessary.
It was a goal.
Yes, and it was a free kick against Peter Everitt.
Cleared the pack. And we might be able to pick up what happened. Crawshay onto Taylor. No, we'll forget about the replay on that one. And Taylor, who started on the bench, tackled by Everitt. Well, nearly he gets it over to his fellow rover in Platten, and the Hawks will clear.
Platten trying to dodge some opponents. Does it well, touches the ball on the ground, offloads to Pritchard. Pritchard puts Taylor under a bit of pressure. Handball into a flat-footed player. Taylor makes amends, kicks across the ground to a running Collins. This is the difference when the players are running when they receive the ball. Good by Rawlings.
Good on you. Boy, he would have been disappointed through the half-time break at missing the opportunity that he had to mark just prior to the half-time siren. And now he's come out and completed one here. That'll do his confidence a world of good.
Kicked 2 behinds in the first half. Lining up for his first goal. Jade Rawlings. From about 30. Directly in front, and another miss, a costly one.
Lawrence off for Hawthorn, and coming back on is Nick Holland.
Here we have the replay of Stewie Lowe's kick. As we watch Everitt in the square, goes the big heave-ho, and a free kick. Robbie Neal to kick out after Hawthorn's 9th behind. Kicks to Burke. Burke hitting the ball running. Offloads. Good mark by Sierakowski.
And Everett's been dragged by Stan Ells, who'll come in and speak to him on the phone. He certainly doesn't want that undisciplined play.
Burke on the follow-up, looking for Loewe. Good punch by Graham, but Loewe on the ground, the goal. Great goal to Stewie Loewe.
Goal to Hawthorn reduced the margin to 18 points with St Kilda leading. Let's go back to the action with 10 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Everitt spent about a minute on the bench earlier in this second term for giving away a free kick for taking away a certain goal to Stewie Loewe. Sierakowski's been busy at centre forward. Great pass to Stewie Loewe, right in front of his face, into the big buckets. Stewie has kicked 5 straight. Excellent effort by the burly forward in St Kilda.
Well, there is nothing that Mark Graham, the fullback for Hawthorn, could do in that situation. Ball well presented out in front of Loewe, reaching forward, meeting it as early as he possibly could.
Loewe will kick directly in front from about 45. Kick looks good off the boot. Good for Stewie, good for St Kilda. That's their 10th. And their second for the turn.
The time has certainly come for Hawthorn to attack the game. They really need to restructure their forward line. I mentioned Holland would come to centre half forward, bring Dunstall out, let him have a run around, or even take him off the ground. The way in which it's going, they need to pull something out from somewhere in order to resurrect their chances in this game.
Stewie Loewe's got 6 goals. That's 3 short of equaling the record by a St Kilda player against Hawthorn. And the way he's going, he should get it. We're roughly halfway through the third term, and that's a pretty handy lead, as you can see, to the Saints now. Crawford and Daniels. Condon overruns it. Ball kicked out of the pack. Not quite sure by whom. Crawford's got the pace, gets clear of Anderson. Kicks towards left half forward. Burke and Platten, 2 of the real superstars still at the game. Good tackle by Taylor on Anderson. That's out of bounds. Kicks to Taylor. Started off well in the first quarter. Vidovic up from behind. Platten and Burke. Ball hits the deck again. No one can get a clean possession. Umpire has decided to bounce it. Chick's in there, Burke's in there, Young's in there, and Jack Daniels on the bottom. One of the great, I'll call him a tagger, probably a word we don't use that much nowadays, but he can stick, and he's sticking to Crawford like Tarzan's grip. Still nobody gets a kick away. Crawford off the ground. Only gets it as far down there as Joe McLaren, but it beats him over the boundary line for a throw-in. How do you rate him as, I'll call him a tagger again, Terry, for the purposes of the question. Daniels.
I think the quality you're looking for is someone who can really concentrate on the task and not get distracted. And he certainly does do that, Jack.
Young is look-alike to Keogh. Anderson. That'll be a free kick.
Played for that beautifully. Dean Anderson.
Richard Dean Anderson is the man from MacGyver. I don't know whether they call him that, but it's just Dean Anderson here. Joel Smith's kick up towards centre wing. Wakelin goes off the ground.
Into space, Sierakowski leads the charges. Crawford beats him with a toe poke off the ground. Unable to pick it up now for Robert Harvey. Picks up his 13th handball. 23rd possession for a champion effort by Robert Harvey. Now, Jack Daniels, the tagger. Oh, beautiful one-hander by Ozzie Jones. Pulls it in like a slips catch. Peter Everitt looking for space. Jones offloads, not giving Stewie Loewe much of an opportunity. Loewe follows up. A lot of pressure to Daniels. Daniels kicks. The kicks poorly. One behind Jack Daniels.
He may have the concentration levels, but unfortunately the kicking at times lets him down. But you know, it's been a great addition to the St Kilda side to be able to get Jayson Daniels back from Sydney after spending time up there. One of their favourite sons starting his career with the St Kilda club, returning home and doing so well.
Graham in short to Condon. Condon moving onto his left foot to Crawshay. Loses a bit of concentration quickly. Might allow Joe McLaren to set something up for St Kilda. Plays it beautifully in front of him. Here's an opportunity. Opens up the goals. Stewie though can't, no, Beveridge can't grab it. And a bit of a mistake by Crawshay, taking his eye off the ball.
I think it shows how slippery it is though, Russ, doesn't it?
I think he might have been looking to move before he actually had it. So I'm sure he won't do that one again. Loewe and Salmon. Two big boys. Salmon gets the punch. Makes about 10 metres. Allows Keogh to set it up. Daniels kicks quickly. Finds Vidovic. Good strong work by Lazar.
Well, this is Vidovic's 5th mark for the evening, and I've been very impressed with his game. He's worked tirelessly in the ruck and across the midfield down to half forward. He's always been floating down, offering opportunities for players to give it to him, and now has the opportunity to kick another goal.
You mentioned about Jayson Daniels not being a good kick. There was a beautiful pass across his body to find Vidovic. I think it was deliberate. Anyway, Vidovic deliberately puts it through the middle for St Kilda. Very happy with that one, Lazar. Doesn't kick many, but when he does, he's very happy with that. St Kilda's 11. Lazar's first for the day.
At three-quarter time, both sides kicked 3 goals in that quarter, and the Saints lead by 18 points. Can the Hawks come back? Let's go to the start of the last quarter.
Both Dunstall and Salmon in the goal square for Hawthorn. So plenty of tall timber down there. 3 goals the difference as we start the final term. Lawrence does the ruck duties for the Hawks. They must get it out of the centre, and they must get the first goal. If the Saints get it, 4 goals under these conditions would be pretty hard for a side to make up. Matthew Young gives the ball back to the umpire. Umpires tonight, Prince, Nichols and Scroop. Ruck duels largely ineffective. Chance for Young to give up the hand pass to Burke. That was Darren Burke. A bouncing ball on centre wing. Nathan Burke leads in the race. Played a fantastic game tonight, Nathan Burke. Kicks towards right half forward. Everitt, good clean gather, not bad under the conditions. Short pass intended for Stewie Loewe, chopped off down there by the Hawk defence. Stevenson, who started on the bench, left foots it back to the half-back flank. A knock on. The 2 number 3s, Condon takes it from, I think it was Nathan Burke actually punched it. And that might be 50. Beveridge will take 50 metres.
Why would Jayson Taylor do that? The side's just trying to get back into the game, and you go and sit on the bench, son.
Well, that's what probably Ken Judge will tell him. At a crucial stage, as I mentioned, if St Kilda get the first goal, it's 4 goals. If Hawthorn get the first, it's 2 goals, and virtually anybody's ball game. Beveridge has already kicked 1 goal.
Set play here, Peter.
You like those signals, right?
It's always I know it is, because they split and they allow a space for Everitt or Stewie Loewe.
There it is.
Players get in front of the full forward and they all lead and split, creating a big corridor for the full forward to lead into.
It's like smoke signals in the old westerns, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everitt, pretty acute angle. Let's see what he does. Will he banana it or run around? Oh, doesn't have to. Right, split goal Everitt, and you could say just about the ball game, I reckon.
What a great start to the quarter by the Saints. Let's go back to the game. Hawthorn have had just a solitary point.
17.5 minutes left. It's 23 points the difference. He's got in short. Mark is taken by Robert Harvey in front of Taylor. Richard Taylor. Robert Harvey, kick number 12. 25 possessions so far to him. Keogh, he's been a good player tonight. Couldn't outmark Salmon from behind. That would be a tall order, literally. Chick. Effective hand pass as they try to set something up here. Finally, Holland. Platten, courage needed there, and he showed plenty. Neal, Platten into the back of him. Would have been a free kick either way there. Umpire sensibly perhaps let it go. Beveridge.
And there's a bit of common sense from Platten as well, Pete. He would have been poleaxed.
Would have. Beveridge has kicked a goal tonight. Platten got the Hawks moving with a goal likewise. Taylor showing toe. Dunstall, no. Outnumbered. Keogh chops it off nicely for the Saints. And Rod Keogh goes short, finds Joel Smith. He's a lot taller than he looks. Target is Coughlin. Didn't take the mark, but his opposite number 30 has given away the free kick in Woods. And Coughlin will take the free kick for the Saints at right centre wing. Very handy lead to St Kilda. Everitt tries to flip it over the back, where Aussie Jones was cruising past. Couldn't quite find in the range, and it's out of bounds. Just inside the 50-metre line, right half-forward flank for the Saints. A very foggy night in Melbourne. Crawshay to contest with Everitt. Crawshay, a late inclusion, in case you've just joined us, for Langford. He didn't take his place in the side tonight for Hawthorn. Big blow for them. Daniels missed the hand pass. Crawford picks up with the Hawkins. Away he goes. Daniels is still down. Can't quite pick it up. It's a very slippery footy at the moment, and he gets it over to Condon finally at midfield.
Condon has the ball, kicks in towards the centre of the ground to find Hargraves. Jayson Daniels is okay. He's on his feet. Lawrence, bang. Oh, could have done a bit of damage to his shoulder as well. We don't like to see those sort of things, but hopefully he's okay. Dunstall now has his first handball to Hargraves. Bombs in towards the centre square. Darryl Wakelin. Safety. Good mark. And plays on quickly and gives it off to Robert Harvey. Harvey takes his fourth grab. He's at 26 possessions so far, Robert Harvey.
Been fantastic. Consistent
effort. Sirakoski outside 50. He's come a long way down from half forward. Also been a busy player for St Kilda. Daniels can't mark. Everitt scoops it in and then punches it clear for Aussie Jones. Jones kicks it into space. It's a foot race now. Mark Graham and Stewie Loewe. Bit of pressure on from Loewe. Good body work. Aussie Jones has followed up beautifully. Let's show a bit of pace. He has a bounce. He's on his left foot. Drives into the goals. Kick looks pretty good, but not good enough. Just one behind.
That's where he's let himself down this year. Just 3 goals and 8 behinds for the season to young Austin Jones. But gee, what a display of pace and skill we had there.
It's good. He's only young, Terry, so obviously he's got to learn from those sort of things.
Graham kicks in for Hawthorn. Andy Collins. Matthew Young gives chase. And the ball's going to be Joe McLaren out of bounds on the outer side. Close to centre wing. 14.5 minutes left in the match. Still time for the Hawks to get up if they're good enough. But the Saints seem to have the answers. Sirakoski and Lawrence. 4 goals is the margin they have to make up. Sirakoski taps down. The Hawks intercept. It's Condon's kick. And it's another turnover. Coughlin gives it off. Harvey brushes one tackle. And that's good to Burke. Darren Burke at midfield for St Kilda. Oh, courage needed there. The Hawks with the numbers at ground level. Graham needs to get rid of it quickly and does. Out towards Platten at centre wing. The bounce a little bit too quick for him. Like a topspin lob in tennis. It bounced away from him, gave him no chance. So throw in at centre wing, right in the middle of the interchange gates. Fox says we have 14 minutes left in the match. Hawks need a couple of quick goals to give them any chance. Vidovic flips it up. Harvey couldn't handle it. Hand pass comes out to Taylor from Crawford. Richard Taylor has to backpedal a little bit out towards Chick. Marking contest 1-on-1. Joel Smith gets up quicker. Graham hadn't into Chick. Hawks trying to get some run down the outer flank. It's Andy Collins. And that'll be a mark. Holland. He looks like a prize fighter. Back to Collins again. And the little chip for Hudson. It's not quite working as well as it could have. Still Collins goes, but the Saints with the manpower down there, the defence has stood firm all night. Pritchard on Coughlin. Will that be a free kick, you would reckon?
Yep, when the ball's dead like that, it's clearly out of bounds. Coughlin there just relaxes his body. Pritchard comes in. No, we don't need that.
Clever play. McLaren's got a sore head. Doesn't look well. What happened there?
Yeah, in there with Andy Collins' knees to knock around the head.
Hopefully he's okay. Platten off the ground. Straight back under the pack, Johnny Platten and Nathan Burke. Two gutsy little rovers. Both had good games. Burke's had 18 touches and the Rat has had 15. So Nathan Burke taking the honours there. 24 points in favour of St Kilda. Vidovic gets the tap. McLaren seems to be okay now, back under the pack. Taylor to Woods, gets a rush kick that's smothered. Now it's broken clear. Only to be intercepted by Keogh. Off the ground by Beveridge. Pack forms again. They're all calling for free kicks. Daniel Chick wants to push in the back. Mark Prince says, give it to me. And there'll be another bounce.
Hargraves might have hurt his knee there.
65 metres out from Hawthorn goal. Harvey unable to get a possession. Pritchard burrowing in. Hard stuff. Condon. Nathan Burke leading John Platten. Burke kicks it off the ground close to the boundary line. Jamie Shanahan in front of Dunstall, taking the honours so far tonight. An excellent game from Jamie Shanahan. Tight, relentless, and very miserly fullback.
Well, he hasn't had too many kicks, Jamie Shanahan, but I'll tell you what, he has blanketed Dunstall right throughout the night. One of those difficult things when you have to give votes. Should we put him in? Because he's chopped Dunstall down to nothing.
Yeah, very important, Peter. Very important contribution. Ball over the boundary line. Another throw in front of Jayson Daniels, and we understand that Ray Jenke is off the ground with a knee injury. Hopefully it's only a minor one, but obviously with those sort of things, it's not. We don't know for a couple of days.
So Vidovic and Taylor, Crawford. And the Saints gaining some 10 to 15 metres. It beats McLaren over the boundary line for a throw-in. We approach the halfway mark of the final quarter, and still the margin fairly substantial at 4 goals in favour of the Saints. Harvey and Woods. Vidovic, Taylor, Condon, Keogh. It's Condon that finally wins it. He's opposite number 3, Burke, who's been terrific. Dragged off it when he didn't have it. Saint fans looking for a free kick. They probably will get one. Burke's going back to Fox the footy.
He's been right in at Burke all night, hasn't he? He'd be getting up around his 20 disposals here at this stage, and all very well earned.
Nathan Burke. Yes, he's been consistent in the 4 quarters. Lawrence off his hands to Young. One-on-one duel, pushing and shoving. Graham, Everitt, Crochet. Big fellow did well for Hawthorn. Lawrence. Stevenson. Started on the bench for the Hawks. A nice little flip-up gave Hudson his first goal. Marking contest down there. Beveridge has come up with the footy. Big Beveridge at his 3rd AFL club. Played 42 games for Melbourne, 31 for Footscray. And very foggy here now at Waverley. Burke to half forward and low in front of Andy Collins. He's kicked 6 goals so far. Probably won't get that record. Looked on target early. Crochet has taken the mark. Or Stevenson. I won't say he was asleep, but he did have his back to the player there. Could have proved costly. Kick from Pritchard comes up to Chick. Likewise, he couldn't mark it. Great gather by Burke. Well, he nearly gathered it. Taylor comes in. Likewise, Chick. Taylor comes up with a footy. But it is very, very slippery. It's not raining, but it may as well be. So a bounce close to the centenary sign, which is adjacent to the centre square. Keogh, he's been pretty consistent as well. McLaren, another hand pass, comes out to Harvey, who goes at goal. Oh! A poster. And if the Saints aren't home, that certainly would have been the clincher. Robert Harvey has to settle for only a minor score.
Crawshay takes the kick, plays on quickly outside 50, up to centre wing now. Nick Holland takes the second bite after Peter Everitt. Gets the 1-2 from Crawford. Crawford gets the 1-2-3 and now drives it forward looking for Taylor. Taylor can't mark. Good pressure by Daniels. Raffle up between Stevenson and Crawford. Stevenson's the one that gets the kick. Platten a chance. Harvey again. He's everywhere. Beveridge now to mop up for St Kilda. Nathan Burke takes the mark on centre wing. Plays on quickly. Off to Coghlan. Coghlan now drives up long. Stewie Loewe. Good chest mark by Loewe. Plays on quickly. Sierakowski in the pocket over his head. If he can scoop it back in. Andy Collins to wrap it up for Hawthorn to take it out of bounds. Andy Collins been busy. Premiership player, best and fairest, champion for Hawthorn. A short stint with Fitzroy in the early 80s, but now found his mark with the Hawks. Lawrence and Loewe. Loewe knocks it back to Smith over the back of the pack. Clever stuff. Loewe back in amongst it. Vidovic, bit slow. Now there's a bit of a wrestle. It's Condon and Jones, and there'll be a ball up about 35 metres out from the St Kilda goal on about a 45-degree angle. $25 points for the Saints. Joel Smith taken without the ball. Sierakowski over the top, able to unload a Vidovic, kicks it quickly, and the ball is out of bounds. The ball will be thrown in directly adjacent to the behind post. St Kilda forward line. Everitt lurking. Crawshay. Burke unable to take it. A lot of pressure. Graham relieves the pressure for Hawthorn. Kicks the ball close to the boundary line. Rod Keogh been very busy tonight. Goes inboard. Great vision by Keogh, finding Sierakowski to set up a defensive wall. Able to take the kick from 50. Drives it in long towards the square. Over the top of Loewe and hit the post for one behind.
Stewart Loewe with 6 goals and I think 7 kicks. Mark Graham's done a relatively very good job. I mean, to restrict a quality opponent like that to those kicks, it's just been stiff, but he's been in goal range each time. 26 points the difference. Crawford marks it, right half back for the Hawks. Under 9 minutes left in the match. And time running out for them. A couple of quick ones would give them a little bit of a possibility of bridging the gap, but as I said, time is fast running out. Crowd of just over 30,000 tonight, 30,225, and they've paid $160,707 for the pleasure of the match here. And that's not bad, especially as it's live on Optus. We hope you're enjoying it. Joel Smith over the top. McLaren was there. Crawford likewise. Umpire says free kick Hawthorn. Crawford's looking for 50 metres. He's not going to get it. And Jack Daniels gives it back to him. Crawford is at right centre wing. Daniels has done a pretty good job, as he always does. Hudson couldn't take the mark. Beveridge fumbles likewise. Platten. How did he get out of there? Well played, Rat. Inside 50. The bouncing ball is going to be snaffled though by Robert Harvey. On to Wakelin. And the Hawthorn forward line there and then in disarray. Gee, that was just about a mark. Under these conditions, you could almost play that. Everitt does well for a big fellow, for any fellow for that matter under these conditions. It's a slippery pill. Austin Jones, you got it, Aussie. Great tackle, Steve Lawrence. The umpire calls advantage. No, he doesn't. He waved his arm in a bowling type fashion. That meant play on. Pritchard now does play on, because the Hawks realise that time is running out for them. Darren Pritchard's kick will land inside 50. No markers taken down there. A foot race needed down here, picked up by Young. And Matthew Young goes educatedly for the boundary line against his old club. He'd be pretty happy with the scoreboard at the moment. And it's out of bounds on centre wing. Just under 9 minutes left in the match. Boundary throw in next to the interchange gates, or in fact in the middle of them. So a long time between drinks for the Hawks.
And that will suit the Saints. Out of bounds again, you would think. No, Matthew Young, has he? No, he hasn't kept it in.
Now that statistic there of how long it has been since Hawthorn has scored really depicts where they're at the moment. They haven't been able to resurrect their forward line since that latter part of the third quarter there, where they picked up their last goal at the 28-minute mark.
Pritchard to Crawford. Crawford at the centre wing, still he goes. Condon says keep going, and he does. He spears the pass over the head of Trevevin. Dunstan, he's kicked it 40 metres in the other direction, certainly accidentally. Taylor. Great tackles from Shanahan. Umpire lets it go. Picked up by Everitt. Here come the Saints again.
Everitt, the rubber man, is bent down, using his back beautifully. Done it all night. Stewart are unable to keep the ball in play. For a big man, Peter.
Well, doesn't this gladden the heart here? Here's the fullback who's done a tremendous drop on Jayson Darryl, being prepared to follow down the ground and lay a perfect tackle.
Peter Everitt, 6'10", swoops on the ball and picks it up as cleanly as you like. Very clever stuff. Sierakowski now gives it to Daniels. Crawford now mops up for Hawthorn, but I think it might have been a free kick. Called to Daniels against Pritchard. A holding without the ball.
They're just hanging on in the tackle. They're just too long. This year, when a lot of players have been rightfully pinged because of that.
Now, Jack Daniels, we know, isn't a great kick.
Kick looks pretty good. It's in the goal square. Everitt now off the pad. Goes right across the face of goal and bounces just inside the line for a throw in.
I'm going to ask you a question, boys. When was the last time Dunstable was held goals?
Well, Terry's the man. He should know that one.
That's the best hand pass you've ever given.
That's a long, long time ago, I'd suggest.
Crawshay and Everitt. Vidovic over the top. Daniels a chance. Concedes some ground to Keogh, and umpire Prince decides to bounce the ball 30 metres out, directly in front.
Wasn't it Scotty Turner from Richmond?
Yes, last year.
Mid-season last year.
Good call, Terry.
You're right again, though. It hasn't been too many times.
Oh, no.
So we see a bounce. There's always a good trivia question over Peter Hudson, and Barry Richardson was one. Burke has a ping at goals. Has missed. One behind. Nathan Burke, he's played a crackerjack game. 16-5. 12-8 to 7-11. So the Saints are going to go on and record a win. Graham goes out wide. Crawford. Pritchard. Hand pass over the top to Collins. Andy Collins, the veteran back pocket player, 170-plus consecutive games. Coughlin, has he taken the mark? Not allowed by the umpire. Good pressuring from Platten. Harvey, oh gee, it's like a piece of soap out there. Burke couldn't handle it. The Saints, chain of hand passes. Here they come again. Can they get another one on the board before the siren? Lawrence missed one. Chick, great tackle by Wakelin. Ball jarred free in that tackle, and it's going to be a ball up. We saw Stevenson come up a little proppy there too, grabbed his knee. Jenke is off the ground with a knee injury. We're not quite sure how severe that is. He won't be coming back. 53 plays 80. Pritchard off the ground. Platten, good tackle down there by Wakelin. Lawrence off the ground. Kick is by Chick. Huge pack of players there. And Shanahan is kicked out of bounds and on the full. That's about the only mistake he's made all night. And the free kick is going to be taken for the Hawks by Jayson Taylor. No, it's not. It's going to be taken by Paul Hudson. Probably a better option. He's kicked 4 goals, 1. Probably too far out. Ball a little bit heavy with this dew on it. Big fly was Lawrence. And the Saints again come away. Shanahan has did a mighty job down there in defence. Harvey, he's played a fantastic game for the Saints. Good gather. Excellent gather on centre wing. The forward line pretty open to Loewe in front of Graham. Loewe, magnificently done from the champ. Gets onto his left foot, spears the pass in. That was great footy, and Young has taken the mark. And the two number 23s race back to the goal square. Let's look at this.
It's not bad on the left, is it?
Well,
perfect position.
And Peter Hudson, when he was general manager down there at St.Kilda, had a lot to do with Stewie Lowe's improved kicking, and the Hawks are paying for it tonight. Young could take a few lessons as well. Everitt laid on the scene. Jones kicks, he snaps, and what's he done? Has he got it? Yes, he has! That is the ball game.
So 2 goals to each team in the last quarter, and St Kilda ran out eventual winners by 21 points. Loewe was magnificent for the Saints again with 7, and the other tall timber, Everitt, got 3, and for Hawthorn, Hudson got 4.